Hi guys, this is Tensor. I know it's been about 6 months, but I figured I'd make this quick video just to kind of update you guys. Let you know that I haven't abandoned this channel. Basically, I took a break for personal reasons and because I wanted to sort of reconcile the format of the channel into a slightly more structured format. One of the larger issues that I was having with this channel was that I was making some fairly broad errors. When I would do a video, I would just kind of sit down and I'd have kind of a vague idea of what I wanted to do. And as a result of that, like for instance, with my Go videos, I had some fairly glaring SQL problems that would have been terrible had that project ever gone live. I don't really want to reinforce bad programming habits, even if it's for a technology that I'm not specifically focusing on, like SQL. Now, I want to make sure that in the future, when I do these videos, I can avoid as many of those small errors as possible. You know, I work with a lot of different languages, and sometimes my code is not the most idiomatic as a result of that. If you guys see some glaring error, just kind of point it out and let me know, and I would appreciate that. Anyway, so going forward, I already talked about the Go language, Elixir language, and the Elm language. Now these are three languages that we will definitely go back and revisit, and that has always been the intention. But I also want to introduce some other languages to the channel as well. So for instance, I want to talk about Dart. I really love Dart. I don't know how many people are interested in seeing Dart tutorials, but it's definitely something that I really have been wanting to do for a while. I want to do Kotlin. Kotlin recently became a fully supported language for Android, and I've actually been following Kotlin for a while. I myself, I know quite a bit about it already because I've used it a few times. And yeah, it's a great language. It's a fun language. It's a great alternative to Java. The other language is Scala. Another language that I really like, another JVM language that is great for specific things. It's got a very nice functional paradigm. I know a lot of people feel that Scala is a little too large and difficult to understand, and hopefully I can break it down so that you guys understand that that's not really the case. I do want to do F# at one point. This is a very basic ML style language, but it works on the .NET platform and it has nice interoperability with all of the .NET framework, which is great. And F# is sort of a fun language, really. It's a bit like Elixir in some ways, and it's a bit like standard ML and others. And I want to get into Reason. So this is a newer one. This was created by Facebook. It's sort of a, well, it is a compiler for OCaml, which compiles a specific syntax down to JavaScript. So you can build some React apps with this sort of functional programming language. It's got some really nice features like the full-on pattern matching, the fact that it's a dynamic language, but it's got a fairly robust type system. It's a pretty nice language, and I think it's one of the up-and-coming technologies that's definitely worth looking at. I really want to do Clojure again. I started Clojure. The reaction to that video wasn't very strong. I'm hoping that maybe if I approach it from a different direction, more people will be more interested. Specifically, if I go through the Clojure script rather than Clojure first, I feel like more people will understand why this language is worth looking at. And finally, I'm a little on the fence about Rust. Now, I know a lot of people love Rust, and I love Rust too, but the ecosystem is a little unstable. And I always have this fear that I'll create some videos for Rust and, you know, in a few weeks or a few months, they'll become outdated. Now, this kind of happened with my Elm videos. Luckily, though, the difference between Elm 1.8 and I think it's 1.8 and 1.7 is fairly minor. This can sort of happen with Rust because they have such a quick release schedule. So I'm still a little bit on the fence about Rust, but we'll see. If you guys really want to see it enough, then yeah, I definitely will go into it. You're probably thinking, okay, well, these are a lot of languages. I specifically came for X language. You know, I don't really care about the others so much, and that's fine. The reason I want to do all of these languages is so that I can do multi-language projects. So one of the projects I had in mind right before I stopped making videos for the channel was an Elixir API that fed into an Elm front end. I feel like this is the kind of thing that would benefit both the people who are interested in looking at Elixir and Elm, because first of all, for the people who are interested in the Elm stuff that I'm doing, they get to see what Elm looks like on top of a real server. And for the people who are interested in Elixir, they get to see what kind of front end you can build and how you can sort of interact with, say, Phoenix and Elm. Another one was Go has a nice library that deals with Electron, and I wanted to do a Go Electron with ClojureScript front end project, and yeah, I still think that that would be a lot of fun to do, and I think you guys would be interested in it. And some of the other ones I can think of right off the top of my head right now would be like a Kotlin Dart Flutter project. So like I would use Dart for the front end of an Android application, and then have Kotlin as the back end using Flutter, which is a Dart framework for building out UIs in Android. It sort of like uses technology that's very similar to React Native and lets you build out applications using bindings to the Android system. These are things that I really want to do. So basically, I want to get a solid foundation for each of the languages onto the channel first. I've already got Elixir, and I've already got Go, and I've already got Elm. But if I decided to do, say, like a Dart Kotlin project, and I didn't have enough information about Dart or Kotlin, then I feel like people might be a little lost. I want them to be able to refer back to some of these videos if they don't understand one of the languages in a multi-language project like this. Anyway, I hope you guys sort of understand what it is I'm trying to do here. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to start to release more videos with a bit more frequency. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Anyway, thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a good night.